I got a text last week and it said, and I'm paraphrasing here because I get some version of this text regularly. Hey, Michael, I've been struggling with pornography. Just wanted to reach out. I text back. I told him I was glad he reached out. I told him I wanted to meet. I asked him when he was free for coffee. He said he'd get back to me, but he never did. And I want to talk about that today because that man, wherever he is right now, that man is in more danger than he realizes. Not because he reached out, but because reaching out felt like enough. It wasn't enough. And if you are that man today, stay with me because what I'm about to say could be the thing that saves your marriage, your family, and your life. For men chasing purpose over comfort, this is the Intentional Guy podcast. Welcome back to The Intentional Guy. I'm Michael Chestnut, author of Exposed. And today we are getting into something that I've been sitting with for a long time. I want to talk to the man who is almost honest. The man who sends the text, makes the call, fires off the email, says just enough to feel like he did something, and then goes right back to the secret he was supposed to be dealing with. I am not here to shame that man. I understand that man better than almost anyone because reaching out at all for a man carrying this kind of weight takes real courage. And I know that. But I also know where the road ends when a man keeps dabbling with getting help instead of actually getting it. I have lived that road. And I have watched other men walk it. So today, we're going to talk about the excuse, the pattern, and the choice that is right in front of you. Because action is coming one way or another. Either you take action or pornography will take everything from you first. Let's get into it. Point one. The text is not the victory. Here is the first thing I need you to hear today. Sending a message that says, I'm struggling, is not accountability. It is the feeling of accountability without the cost of it. I do not want to discourage any man from reaching out. If you sent that text, good. That took something. That mattered. But here is the danger. That text can become part of the problem if it quiets your conviction just enough to keep you comfortable. Think about it. You sent the message. You felt the relief. The pressure dropped a little. And you went back to your day. Back to the phone. Back to the habit. Back to the secret. But now with just enough sense that you tried, that you don't feel the urgency quite as sharply. That is a trick. And it is one of the oldest ones in the book. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. Proverbs 26:11. Do not merely listen to the words and so deceive yourself. Do what it says. James 1:22. Do not merely reach out and so deceive yourself into thinking you have done something. Do the next thing. Show up. Sit down. Tell the whole truth. The text is a door, but you have to walk through it. Point two. Your excuse is telling you something. Now, let's talk about the excuse, because this is where it gets real. When I reach back out to a man and ask him to meet me for coffee, I almost always get a reason why he can't. He's too busy. Work is crazy right now. The kids have games every weekend. He'll reach out when things slow down. And I want to be fair. Some of those reasons are real. Life is genuinely full. I understand that. But here's what I have learned after years of walking with men through this. The excuse is not about the calendar. It is about the cost. Meeting face to face means it becomes real. It means another human being is going to look you in the eye and know the truth about you. It means you cannot log off, close the app, or put the phone down. It means accountability that follows you home. And that is terrifying, especially for a man who has spent years managing his image. You told me, or someone like me, that you are struggling with pornography. That means you already know it's a problem. So let me ask you this. If this is not a priority, what is? Your marriage? If pornography continues, you may not have one. Your kids? If this escalates, and it always escalates, they will be affected. Your faith? You cannot serve two masters. Jesus said that himself in Matthew 6:24. A man makes time for what he has decided actually matters. You find time for work. You find time for the game on Sunday. You find time for whatever your phone is showing you at midnight. You will find time for this if you decide your freedom is worth it. Think of the rich young ruler in Mark 10. He came to Jesus. He asks the right question. He was close. But when Jesus told him what it was actually going to cost him, he walked away grieved. Not because he didn't want freedom, but because the price felt too high in that moment. Do not be the rich young ruler of your own recovery. Do not walk away from the very thing that could set you free because the cost of showing up is too high. Point 3, your world will not wait for your schedule. This is the point I need you to sit with the longest. Pornography does not plateau. It does not find a comfortable level and stay there. It escalates. It always escalates. What satisfies today will not satisfy tomorrow. What is a secret today has a way of becoming a catastrophe on a timeline you did not choose. I know because I lived it. I thought I was managing it. I thought I had time. I thought my world was stable enough to carry this thing quietly while I figured it out on my own schedule. Then came the knock on the door, the badges, the moment where every excuse I had ever made became completely irrelevant because the thing I said I would deal with later had decided to deal with me now. You do not get to choose when this blows up. You only get to choose whether you deal with it before or after. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6:7. There is a harvest coming. The only question is what kind? Every day you delay is another seed in the ground. Every excuse is another day of sowing. And the harvest does not ask you if you are ready. Think about Samson, a man of extraordinary gifts, called by God, set apart from birth. and he kept playing close to the line. He kept thinking he could manage his weakness. He kept telling himself he had it under control until the day he woke up and the strength was gone and he didn't even know it. He did not know that the Lord had left him. Judges 16:20. That is one of the most terrifying verses in the Bible. A man so dulled by compromise that he could not even feel what he had lost. Do not let pornography dull you so slowly and so quietly that one day you wake up and everything that mattered is already gone. The time to act is not when your world falls apart. The time to act is right now, today, this week. Men, let's bring this together. I receive messages regularly from men who are struggling, and every single time I'm grateful they reached out. Every single time I mean it when I say I want to meet them where they are. But when a man won't follow through, when the excuses stack up and the coffee never happens, it grieves me, not because I am offended, but because I have seen the end of that road. I have walked it myself, and I know what is waiting for a man who keeps almost getting help. Your reaching out to me or to anyone is not the finish line. It is the starting line. And the most important step is the next one. Pick up the phone and schedule the meeting. Not a text, not an email, a phone call to a pastor, a counselor, a mentor, a trusted man in your life who will tell you the truth and hold you to it. And when you get them on the phone, do not say, I've been struggling a little. Tell them the real thing, the full thing, the thing you have never said out loud. And then show up, not someday, this week. I know it is hard. I know it is probably the last thing you want to do. I know that sitting across from another human being and saying the words out loud feel impossible right now. But let me ask you one final question, and I want you to really sit with it. If you don't make your freedom a priority, what are you making a priority instead? Because action is coming one way or another. Either you take it or pornography takes everything from you first. The coffee shop is waiting. I'm waiting. And more important, the man you are supposed to be is waiting. Stop almost being honest. Be honest today, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32.